Let's go! We're juicing, can I get a yeah. Previously on KIMBA TV. And yesterday as well. It's not that I'm like mega bearish. I think that level gets cleaned, and I really want to, not really want, but I'm interested in longing there. Just like how I'm interested in longing Bitcoin at 106. So yeah, nothing has changed, my guy. I'm gonna see, you know, obviously like some things that could make this bullish is what? Whole golden pocket. VWAP. I mean, that's golden poquito right there. Look at that. Epin, did you get your giveaway, Epin? Congratulations. Antonia, Coke Zero, Pedro, Samurai, Ninja, JV in the building, Younger Kaizen in the building. Bearish Basha, Mark, Loud Conspiracy. Bearish Basha is asking, is there still a chance to go to 107? Basha, I want you to watch yesterday's video. Watch the days before. I say it 5 times yesterday. I say it every day. If your question starts with, do you expect? Is there still a chance? The answer is always going to be yes. Yes. Basha, your job isn't to try and predict the future. Your job is to be prepared. All right. You should have levels to the upside, levels to the downside. So you see all these levels? All you have to do is have these levels and just be prepared to be able to read the data when you get there. So could you read the data here? I was here live last night. I said, oh, fuck. I thought we were going to be able to nuke, but I guess we're going to bounce from 7.5. So I could already tell last night that we were going to bounce from here. That's why I left. So you can even rewind and watch. Were you here yesterday when I was here? I was like, I really hope we nuke through it and we can get below. And then we were bouncing off of 7.5 and I said, oh, man. And I said, I'm not going to watch this bounce. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So just like how we did it live last night, can you tell if it's bullish or bearish right here? We went over this on Sunday. So we talked about this on Sunday. Do you remember on Sunday when we were here? Watch the Sunday stream, and I talk about this and how it's not there on CME. So tell me if it's bearish right now. So instead of doing this, is there still a chance to go to 107? Your better question would be, hey, Kimba, the 3 edges that we talked about on Sunday, you have 2 of them. Is that still good enough to be bearish? That would be a much better question and shows me that you understood everything we talked about on Sunday. But all you have to be able to do is to be able to tell me, is it bearish or is it bullish? Which way is it leaning towards? That's all you have to be able to do, brother. Okie dokie, bearish Basha. And then if you get a 7505 rotation, and look at what a coincidence that the next level is also the 05. You should be able to tell me if it's bullish. You should be able to tell me if it's bullish here, because this would be something to take a look at, something to take a look at, something to take a look at. Sounds good, bearish Basha? So that's what you want to go with. Do you remember the 3 edges that we talked about? There's only 2. And the 4th one will be S&P Confluence. You don't have that either. 2 out of 4 edge. Is it good enough for you? Yes or no? But we already talked about this, bearish Basha. So Sunday's stream is what you want to look at when we were here on Sunday. But also that might be an opportunity for you to be like, wow, I got to start taking notes. Alrighty, it's all there for you. Bearish Basha, when I say is everybody prepared, you have to be prepared for stuff like this. Okie dokie. You don't want to get got. That would be the biggest thing. If something is happening and you're going, what the fuck? That's the L because you weren't prepared. So level to level. All right, big dog. Let me know if you have any other questions. Yeah, but if your question is it possible? Anything is possible. Yeah, but just understand that above 106, it's only a matter of time before you get all-time high. Roger that. Mark, crypto craze. Arksy, let's get that juice, my boy. You're going to buy that watch? I always have a list of stuff I want to buy, and then when I can actually afford it, I'll always be like, I don't want to buy it anymore. Shaman says, Kimba, how many 5-minute candles do you usually wait before deciding if a level is truly holding or failing? It depends how much data we have. Shaman, what do I do in terms of time? If there isn't that much edge, I compensate the lack of edge with time. If I have all 4 edge, I might be on the 1 minute. Dark Alien says they are leaving interesting bad highs. Basically, Dark Alien, all it did was CME traded spots with Coinbase, right? Dark Alien, you've been here long enough. You were there when I was live streaming from my ski trip, right? When Coinbase does shit like that, what does that usually mean? Like, we talked about this on Sunday, but when it's the exact same pixel perfect wick on Coinbase, what does it usually do? That's first thing, right? But more importantly, I would just think of it like this. I would just do this, bro. And I would say, how does it react at each level? So for example, yesterday, were you here for the late night stream last night? We were talking about how this was a really important support level. So we were watching here all night and we were like, God, I hope it doesn't bounce off of 7.5. I hope it doesn't bounce off of 7.5. So that's what we did last night. It bounced off of 7.5. So we were like, fuck. You know, and obviously it turned golden pocket into support and it popped. Look at what it's trying to do right now. It's basically revisiting the overnight liquidity. So you want to look at things in the context of what it's really going on. You don't want to get so locked up in 7.505 or blah, 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 blah. All it did was the Coinbase liquidity got swept. This actually gives the probability of this even more now because this is actually finished. And then CME now has a fucked up high. So that's fucking hilarious. Think about this for a second. CME has clean bottom. Now CME has fucked up top. So the idea of trying to rotate down here, cleaning this, and then going back up is even higher probability. Nothing has changed for me. If anything, now I'm going to get what I want. Does that make sense? Do you understand that now I have a chance to get the pink line better than I did yesterday? So you don't want to get got and start thinking this is bullish. No, dude, you just got more bearish than we've ever been. Now I think I'm going to get this today. And didn't we say that Wednesday we might get this, bitch? I don't know. That's the way that I'm looking at it, bro. I think we're going to get this today. But nothing has changed. We haven't had a candle close above there. The only way that we're not going to clean that bottom is if like value area low actually holds. Remember when I said, yo, fuck your settlement? It just melted straight through. That shit's way too overcrowded. If it actually is going to be bullish, it would have bounced off a value area high or value area low. It would have had to been a value play. So we're going to find out here in a little bit here if that actually is going to hold. You lose that, I'm going to get Consuela. So, okay, nothing has changed since last Friday. I'm just sitting here like, are we going to get above these levels? What are we doing? Anyways, I don't know. 11 more minutes. Let's see where each 30-minute candle closes. Okay? Dark Alien, you good? Mo Guy says, hopefully we get a deviation today instead of Crab Fest. But if we do deviate, it has to correct right away. As in, like, it's a swing fail. Like, it has to snap back real quick. You understand? Jingal says, Kimba, how you doing, man? Just joined. Seems like this crab is gonna take some time. Rewind and get caught up. Oh my God, what the fuck? Is going on, man? VWAP is holding good. Yeah, VWAP is holding good. You basically, brother, you would do a full rotate right now, Dark Alien. Value area low, get right back above value area high, clean that single print, and keep going. But you know that, you've been here long enough. If you start to spend time near the value area low, is that good or bad? How many candle closes do you want below or above settlement? Think about all the things we've talked about together and put it to work. You know what would be bullish and what would be bearish. You've been here long enough with me. So let's start with the first 30-minute candle close below settlement. Is that cool? And then we'll let us up and vibe out, and we'll have a dance off, you know, while we burn through the next 30-minute candle close. And then we'll see where that fucker closes and opens at. So, but if you were here, were you here earlier? I drew two scenarios where it could be bullish. Either one of these value levels holds. I said, fuck the settlement. One of these value levels has to hold. So that's where we are right now. Maybe the bulls do hold it. I have no idea. Man 9 says, I haven't watched the highlights. Are we waiting for 113? Yeah, but I mean, as you know, we have levels to the upside and levels to the downside. Yeah, I mean, on the higher time frame, 113, 115, 125, 130. All right, medium time frame, 106 and 107. And then smaller time frame today is value area high and value area low. So a lot of lions in that long from that value area low. I would assume, I can't remember the last time you were here, Man 9, but I think you still have a long, right? If you still don't have a long, and you wanted to be really hyper aggressive, I would rewind and get caught up and listen to exactly how I talked about everything. But yeah, that value area low long, if you really wanted to be hyper aggressive and chase something, invalidation would have been pretty clear. Any time spent below that trend line would have been fucked. Kachoya! Math is math, bitch. Math is math, bitch. Let's go. Kachoya! Let's go. Let's go. Juice is juice. Let's go. Oh no, Bono just gifted 26. I know y'all are juicing. Quit playing with me. Too easy.
My eyes red, but my vision clear.
Vision clear.
Chart open, no panic.
Oh, could that be Pixel Perfect Top?
I want gear. Laptop piece, no noise near.
Juice it up, ho.
Like it's ritual.
A ritual. Yeah. 5 minutes to spare. Easy money, ho. Yeah. Easy. Let's go. Yeah. 5 more minutes. 4 more minutes. Woo! RTH did it. Let's go. That's crazy. We did it with 3 minutes left to spare. Oh my God, we did it. Holy fuck, we did it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on market close. We did it. We did it. Easy. Torque says that was so cool. It was, wasn't it? Hey, weeks of preparation came down to an hour. Yeah? Look at this. We're gonna probably talk about all of the times I was like, hey, it's gonna go brrr. From 3-4 weeks ago, we're gonna play that. And we did it with time to spare. RTH, new high. Let's go. That's easy juice, chat. That's easy juice. That's it. Holy fuck. Oh my God. I think my boba came here too. Let's have a celebratory boba. Let's light up the Latuche. Let's get it, man. Colroon says, now what? Probably a little bit of a pullback. We might be able to start looking for like what would be an appropriate place. But for now, the objective is done. We made an all-time high and it was during RTH. So we're good. All right. And we'll still continue to, press forward higher and higher. And we haven't even squeezed out shorts yet. Right. So everything that we talked about in terms of all these other levels to the upside, stay tuned. But we did it. So now I think we just take a little bit of a breather. You don't want to try to trade right now. Everybody that missed the long, freaking the fuck out and trying to probably short, and they're going to get fucked again. People that are late to long, they're going to get fucked because people like me are going to TP at all-time high. But yeah, now you take a step back and have the discipline to say, all right, let me get more data to come in. You don't want to try to long the top, obviously. There's going to be some sort of bullish retest. Now that we got the all-time high on a Wednesday, do you want to take the scalp long or a short on a Thursday or Friday? You're probably already starting to think about that. U.S. markets just closed, so now it's going to be Macaulay Culkin in an hour. Yup. So this is what I'm thinking. Let's, Houston is going to take over for about an hour. I'll be back in about I'll try to be back within an hour. And we'll start doing giveaways. Sound good? $5,000 giveaway today on BTCC. We might end up doing 10,000. But stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. I'll be back in about an hour. All right, and we'll do a $5,000 giveaway. What do you guys think? How many of y'all remember all of this?
You just said.
What do you guys think about all this? Do you believe? Do you bereave? Ladies and gentlemen, do you bereave? Manaka, I'm Sin, Dr. Manhattan, ZX Boy, Uchiha. Let's go. Y'all better be juicing. And if you think I'm talking money, you are actually indeed not juicing. Yeah, you know, this is what, for a lot of people, this may be the 8th, 7th, 6th all-time high. Know what I mean? Kind of depends on what time frame you're on, but you know, the adventure continues, gentlemen. Ja Rule says pump. You don't want to get too bullish at all-time high though, just conceptually. You know, I'm gonna just kind of throw it there, and if you want to take it, if you just want to let it fly by your head, let it do it. Just conceptually, you know, I understand, like, if you, let's say for example, you want to long the 7.5 if it comes back in, or if you want to long 1097, go for it, you know, but don't get bullish at all-time high. Just most of the time, that's probably gonna fuck you, to be honest. Yeah, so you always gotta, you know, too caught up in the emotions of it. Yeah, and how many people looking for, is there still a good long to be had? Yeah, no. Anybody asking if there's a long probability? The six-pack coach says, hey brother, what would be a good entry to long? I fucking knew it. Dude. Have to wait a little bit to take a long. Have you been able to follow along a couple weeks, six-pack? I just want to take a step back and, like, I want you to be aware of the narrative that we're talking about. Can we take a step back? I want to talk about what we have been talking about for the last 3-4 weeks. I want you to take a deep breath and just for a second, okay? I want you to compress. I think the first thing that we should all do is just take a compression of all of this. This is still the play. We're still here. So, like, you know what we always say when it looks like this? Pretend these are 5-minute candles. You know? And if I went like this, the first thing that you're probably going to notice is this, isn't it? This is still possible. And in fact, you probably don't want to lose the green line. I think most bulls, they're going to be looking for this. Yeah, but if you tuck back in here, I think you really want to be careful. Well, I'll be back in about an hour, and then we can go over it together, shall we? How many people still going to be here in an hour? I think it's easier for me to see it, but dude, I really feel like you're going to get got. So this is what I would say is, I think you can see that for bulls, green line should hold. The first 110.9 holding as support would be really bullish. So you could always think about that, like 110.9 holding. Obviously, if 110.9 doesn't hold, then you've got the 109.8 coming up, and I'm not even sure if that's going to hold. We're going to see it together, brother. You good? Are you going to be here in an hour? I got to go. I'll be back in an hour, JV. Do this. So you understand what that is and what that is. And then I also want you to do this. The smaller range that we were coiling in, like this. And I also want you to understand, like, you know, something like this. And so that is like the green line that I'm thinking. But there's two levels that are very important from a higher perspective, okay? And I want you to pay attention to this volume node, connect that, and this volume node, which connects to basically this guy. Oh boy. Well, we get to see it together, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds good? I hope you guys are still here because we're going to keep nerding out. And we might be able to see a reaction here. We might be able to see a reaction here. And we'll see a CME gap. So stay safe during Macaulay. I'll be back in about an hour.